I can't believe you're not a genius. You can't kill him. That way he couldn't continue to fight. Or they will be buried in this place. Think about here. In the most powerful eyes flashed rays of wildness. The body pulls up a sudden cry of anguish. Bring the ink from the hand. Hong Fu and Thien pulled off. Feel the action of why. Hong Fu is sweet in his heart. This guy wants to run. He must stop him. Then don't say 2 words. Immediately brought Long Trao aggressive beat about the most common. There is no limit now. Most likely, they can comfortably move. No one can stop you either. I'm not a second-rate prodigy. They can break the attack. Make up for the lack of the first floor. He did not use it from the beginning. I just don't want to run away. He wanted to kill the Emperor himself. People who are impermanent think that the boundary created can be set why. However, he also detained the Emperor. Not Cao. As long as there's a way to kill him. At this point, they think that the impermanent death of the gods will follow. However, there is still the possibility that they will succeed. Currently, no one understands, except why is basically he's hiding too deep. One AI can see. Even the first of them is the sands of the wind. I didn't realize. It flashed again. Most likely, they've gone out a long way. The light in my hands suddenly flashed. The Lord appeared and most likely left. Most likely, a moment on the back. The child has been weakened. Fall into a coma. Want to run? Hong Fu and Thien Hung Battle shouted. But I just wanted to chase. The body can't stand it. That spat out a big sip of blood. Put your hands to wipe the blood from your mouth. They can't kill the worst. He didn't want to shout shit. Fucking. People can't help but be surprised to see this. In that situation, you can escape. For those who have a tendency to. Of course, it's a good thing you can escape. Even the White House breathed a sigh of relief. Germ so good. Being able to do that is a good thing for 7. But the impermanent recipient also stupidly sighed. That boy is more cunning than the old man thought. Leader Xian. Look at that boy's destiny. It's not time for your plan to succeed. Ha ha ha. Jia Chongfeng turned his head and looked at him a little. Laughing said. The impermanent leader slightly winked his eyes, slowly shaking his head. Face is not good, but still try to speak calmly. Thank you, General, for your interest. The boy's abilities far exceeded the leader's predictions. But it's also been planned for a long time. Now he is seriously injured. The next net can catch him. Then don't be too confident. Because that kid is the one who can do miracles. At any time. Ha ha ha. Jia Chongfeng could not help but laugh for an hour. The impermanent leader sighed. Said nothing. It's just a look at the city. It's getting deeper and deeper. It's as if the magic is still in progress. But now inside the mountain. The sun has set to the west. The sun has set, the sunset has risen. The black crow called out. Ears make a loud noise. It smells like fresh blood. The pond swirled around in the air for a long time, without leaving. The essay looks the best. The world is gone, and you can't see it. Difficulty breathing. Tia's face is not satisfied. He's almost set up a lot of traps. They almost took all of their own power to fight and almost lost. Now let him escape. This one was seen by everyone of the other family. I'm afraid His Majesty will be gone from here. Thinking of this, he couldn't help but scream. Probably worth dying for. 3 people fell on the ground, unable to move. I looked at the Holy Spirit screaming loudly. No one dared to speak up. They are afraid of harassment. He was angry and pulled them in. Grand Prince. Suddenly right now, a cowardly sound passed into their hands. People turned their heads and looked back. I just don't know when. Strictly brought. A group of disciples of dependent families, shaking in front of them. Turn your head and look back. The Holy Father could not help but laugh. Your life is really big. So many people died like this. Even hundreds of people have lost their bodies. That's why the monks fake your scenes. And only the stern little one is the heavenly sight. To survive again. It was blessed by the ancestors. The body unconsciously stagnates, with the frightened disciples kneeling on the ground. Bow down with your head down. Does not hide the fear of faltering explanations. The Grand Prince forgives. They had just been scared off by that monster. As a result, they haven't fought yet. I ran out in times of trouble. So. That's why you survived. It's like knowing it all. The king did not wait seriously. And then he laughed out loud. Unconsciously threatened with a slight trembling. The head is lower. Afraid to nod. The Holy Father saw this scene. They just look at people with contempt. Strictly there is no talk. The devil is afraid of being angry. Spread to the pharmacy. Like wanting to liquidate. The guard towards the strict. Swear or give your stern name. It literally wiped out the face of the king of medicine. It's for you. There was also a grudge against the monster that killed the master. They run away in battle. It was the act of a coward. Grand Prince. As a brother, I teach you not to be strict. You can punish him however you want. You'd better kill him than have no respect for my face. Hear this word. I can't help but feel angry. To clenched hands into the power of relentless AI wine. This demonic bastard. Because it protects the face of the pharmacy. But he was willing to listen to the Holy Spirit. Flatter the emperor. He just kept his nose. The relationship between the two families is closer. The location of the next holder of the pharmacy. Also guaranteed. Just make a serious sacrifice, that he can achieve those things. The Lord of Heaven gave a serious glance at the devil. I don't know what to think, just laugh for an hour. After this battle, we have compassion. The class is broken. Need to use people. Strict is a rare monk training. You can say kill is kill. If he can live, it will be useful to us. The Lord is generous on behalf of you. Thank you very much for raising your eyebrows. Then look at the stern scold. What are you doing out there? Thank you for not killing the Lord. Or the kind that runs away like you. Even if the Lord forgives you, my brother will not easily ignore you. I can't help but get cold. There is a little discontent in my heart, but I dare not say out. Still the same reverence touched to tears said, thank you for not killing my brother. Thank you, brother, for your love. Slowly, the two happily accepted. Then, Hong Fu Then Thien points to the three people Yuvu Sun. I got it. I don't even want to consider the injury. Let the three of them go. Slowly nods sternly. Hurry up. Taken from the world only. Give Hong Fu Then Thien a medicinal knitting tablet. Hong Fu Then Thien received knitting medicine. Slowly nod your head. Boy, you have eyes. You know, give the first pill to the AI. I didn't he say anything about him laughing. Then we went back to the three Vu Sun people. Let them knit medicine. Swallow down the healing knits. The Holy Father does not stop thinking. It is probably gone now. The mountain is so big. I don't know where he's hiding. It's harder to find him than to find the bottom. Not from thinking. Previously impermanent. Give him a piece of gold. Unless it's the same way. If you decide not to watch. But now. This situation also, it's no different than the water. He does not know the final destination of the impermanent. What is the magic of mathematics again? Thought. He then gave the spirit to read the contents inside the jewel. When I finished reading it, my eyes widened in amazement. Finally exclaimed excitement. The Lord is a god. Even this point can be calculated. Ha ha ha, track fan. No matter how active you are. Then finally, he could not escape the hand of the Lord. Right now. Suddenly behind him came a cry of excitement. This one turns around and looks back. I saw him kneeling on one side of the ground. I don't know what to pick up. Except 350 to evil heart of Hong Fu Then Thien. Hong Fu serenely looked at the shadow of his back. Kneel there. Be suspicious of what you are doing there. Oh, nothing. The body can't hold its own. A smile is more unsightly than crying, to hands behind your back. Take a breath in your eyes. The king said coldly. What are you holding in your hand? Unconsciously sweating cold, inert feet. Half a day without speaking. I know I can't lie anymore. Smiling seriously for an hour. Take the world only reverently brought towards him. Congratulations, big brother. I have found the 8 levels of God. For knitting pills do not lack one tablet. Oh, where to find it? In the eyes that unconsciously light up, Hong Fu Tien brings the world only to consider. Of course, there are for knitting jars. He pointed gravely at the bleeding arm. Said the reverence well. The great prince is born. This thread comes down from the Kier arm. I think. It's not the arm that I cut off from the human body. Sao. Not even waiting for him to finish. The Holy Father interrupted. Looking towards the stern malice said. You know how to find it. When you look at one, you see the arm of the human. Or when the prince and the mortal must fight. You were behind the watch. We're just waiting to see if the AI in the two of us gets sloppy. Find the treasure on us now. The Lord of Heaven would not dare to do that. Hurry up and kneel to the ground. On my forehead full of cold sweat. I dare not laugh for an hour. Hong Fu Then Thien looked at 4 bottles of knitting medicine coldly said. If you dare not, then who's the one who removed the seals on these 4 vases? Do you want to change the medicine inside the bottle? Think about here. Hong Fu Then Thien immediately brought the field of consciousness. Review. seeing the medicine is still as comfortable as it was at the beginning. Early recovery was threatened to shake. He hurriedly explained the master. I just want to confirm. Look inside the bottle. Is it a bullet or not? Moreover, the body is a practicing monk. I also want to see. How does the 8 pharmaceutical knit look like? Stare at him saying nothing. Until it brought him into a relentless cold sweat. Hong Fu fresh face cold. You say that love you dare not. Now is the time to use people. Let's put this on hold. But you remember anything? Only when I give you. You have just been touched. If not, just look at one. You are not allowed to see clearly. Yes, listen to the Lord's teaching. He hurriedly nods his head, wiping the cold sweat from his forehead low as he spoke. Smiling for an hour, Hong Fu calmly nods. He then gave the God of Dawn to the 3 people of Yuvusun. You saw it, the 4 men said before. The medicine is gone sooner or later, son. It will also be returned. Everyone's eyes couldn't help but light up. 3 people shouted at the God of Knitting. Outside the town of Kwakji, the Emperor of Heaven saw this scene. I can't help but scream. If there are 4. What to say, he is also the owner of the royal family. They will be divided into 1. But it surprised him. The royal palace is so beautiful. I throw my ba, jerking God knit towards ba people Yuvusun. Drink it and go with for men to catch track fan. 3 people in Wushan were surprised to shout something. The outer court also rolled its eyes in anger. What does that son of a bitch want to do? Smiling for an hour. Hong Fu Than Thin. I looked at the doubt on the faces of 3 people. In my eyes flashed a ray of light and disappeared. Just say one sentence. You have to remember. The future of the world will finally belong to us. The 3 of us glanced at each other. It's a little bit of a surprise. It's just a simple statement. But the heart is not small. 3 people simultaneously smiled deeply too, knitting God in the hand. This moment is a little heavy. As soon as they swallow the crochet. I mean from now on. They are on the same line. With Hong Fu Than Thin, there will be no more family benefits. Destiny seems to be connected. Hong Fu Than Thin, once you hold the crown, they seem to win big. If on the contrary, they fall into disobedience. Think about here, then they fell into the trap. But very quickly there was a steady ray towards Hong Fu Than Thin, together to embrace the right to say thank you. They're all smart people. They know this decision today. In front of everyone betrayed the family. But if you don't do that, I'm afraid I won't be able to leave this place today. Consideration between the 2 sides of interest. In the end, they chose to protect their own lives. The king looked at 3 people, pleased to nod and laugh. Ha 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 ha. The outside world is biting its teeth. I can't help but get angry, the son of a bitch. I want to strengthen my own power, to fight for his place. If this boy sets up, until then, there's no room for him. Hong Fu Thin's soft eyes, low in the heart. Do not look at the impermanent leader. Leader Xian, I'm sure this is the last book. It can be easily caught. It must be. For others, he is 100% sure. But that boy is sinister and cunning. I can't guarantee it's 90%. The impermanent leader gently stroked the depths of the tenderness to speak. Unconsciously stagnant air. Goddess people are not afraid. 90% chance is almost certain. This time he was a little concerned. Most people will die in the hands of God. There is a little hatred. The miracle of impermanence. Glancing at the royal palace of heaven. Being impermanent is like understanding the thoughts in your heart. People don't care either. For him, it doesn't matter who is the king. But the most likely is disaster. He could escape the book of death. He was the first. He must die in the mountain. Inside King's Son, Hong Fu Tian swept his eyes to look at the three people. You can say it with a laugh. If you have made the right decision. Then quickly drink the spirit knit. After breaking through the magic scene, the same. Prince Extermination Posterior Calamity. Three people suddenly looked at each other. A suspicious face. In the end, it was Vu's son who asked. The old men must be unaccounted for now. And why Sao does not pursue the destruction of the aftermath. But it broke through Vi first. Hey ha 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 must have seriously run away. It's going to hide where no AI can detect it. Who knows where he is? There is something the Lord knows. Sooner or later he will arrive somewhere. We can wait there. Maybe he needs some time to heal. During this time, we're not afraid of people messing with us. You can easily break through Vi. Increase physical strength. Wait until he is properly prepared to ambush him. He can't get away with it. The king laughed coldly with a loud shout. Three people's eyes couldn't help but light up and nod happily. If it is the Lord's will, it certainly can't be wrong. Okay, start practicing. Hong Fu Thanthin pleased to nod. Then turned to the grave and give orders. You are in charge of us. He bowed his head and respectfully replied. I said for immediately. Position protection French. Bring the spirit of devouring down quietly to practice. For people, the current force is the peak of the sky. There is jerky god-knit support. Wait until the training is successful. He truly became a master of magic. Until then, just be sure to show up. Will become a fish in a pot. No matter how terrorist he is. Caught by for master of magic. It's also impossible to escape. Another dimension. In a dark cave. There's a dead bird standing there in silence. Threatening a beast that doesn't dare come near. But inside the dynamic paint, a body full of dying blood. Lying there doesn't move. Carefully look back. This is the most undoubted evil. They are outside for more than 10 days. A little worried in my eyes. Look at the worst inside. Straight to half a month later. Suddenly there was a moan inside. The worst of them slowly opened their eyes. The boy saw this scene and was excited. The two wings flapped with joy. Probably the most annoying mouth pale smile. Try to sit up and watch it. Reassure yourself. Your blood controls the veins of the Father's whole body. As long as it doesn't, why do you let me die? If you lose your heart, you can live. How long have we been in a coma? The boy waved his wings and shouted for an hour. Most likely I remember you as a. He understood what he meant, laughing. It's been half a month. See, it's time to go. Let's go find them. That's what he said when he was immediately startled. Hurry up and open the two barriers. Using a waving force as if to tell that person's appearance. To find them is to die. Most probably he knows he's worried about me. Stretching his little head, clapping his voice. Do not despise this, father. You're not a brute. Stupid mind for chi developed. If I guess not wrong. Let's go this time. Just one finger. You can crush them all. Ha ha ha. Lao Tzu's right arm is not lost. The 353 losers are you. At the hydrographic games, suddenly a shadow appeared from nowhere. Go this way. He also holds a white flower in his hand. Softly put down the tree. People see people coming. I can't help but scream it out loud. Most likely the world is bowing in front of the big tree right now. His face showed a little sadness, and he said, stop. Don't worry. Maybe they'll send those people to hell. To comfort my heavenly spirit. Ha ha, the air is so big. Relying on your broken body, the wind blows your leaves. They want to avenge us for the head. It's ridiculous right now. A mocking sound came into everyone's hands. Turn your head and look back. I only see people who are in heaven. Slowly coming. The most secure location in this place. Most likely, there's not much worry. Still calmly standing there. His cold face looked at them. Hongfu Thien Nguyen, look at the people of the Holy Land. After successful chemistry, knitting gas to go to. The more angry you look. The boy deserves to die. I'd rather benefit outsiders. He does not want to benefit his father. That's a bad guy who has that kind of logic. The white guy here has a little regret. Look at him appear. Shake your head in exclamation, or that boy's fate is over, and he can't run anymore. Even the lone warrior is equally regretful. Most likely it is sinister, but it is real. Even more force can restrain the Heavenly Father. They think they can run away. It can save lives. But he came back today. It doesn't matter if you want revenge. Such a person dies for the sake of love. That's a shame. Only impermanent gain is extremely desirable. A pale smile. Very good, his plan finally worked out. Most likely, he looked at the crowd. Hongfu Thien Thien, raise your face to the sky and whisper. You stopped seeing it, didn't you? Those who hurt you have gathered. Father will avenge me right here. In the eyes unconsciously condense, the four men looked at each other. The face is suspicious. The wind is laughing so cold right now. You must be scared to death. Now the four of us have broken through the mirage. You haven't healed yet. There is a huge difference between us. What are you talking about revenge now? You have completely lost. Slowly shaking his head, most likely, he smiled at them, ha ha ha. The one who lost is you. Are you crazy, and what are you talking about? For the Master of Magic shows us here. You were in a losing position early on. Don't dream in the daytime. The whole forest looked at him, yelling loudly. But I can't hold it in my heart, light of insecurity. Look at the arrogant expression of the most evil. Hong Fu Thien immediately fell into the enchanted. This person is always cunning. What does he really have? Or are you pretending to be the devil to trick them? No matter their reactions. Most likely, he shook his head laughing, pointing straight to the national stone town over there saying, hey. That impermanent leader does have a bit of bravery. Even before leaving the mountain. I will go to the place of death to worship. It can also be predicted. He sent you here to ambush me. Of course, there's no tiger. What do you know? Not in the heart of the whole business. The King of Heaven screamed with fear. Smiling lightly, shaking his head, probably most casually speaking. We don't know anything. I only know one thing. No matter how we act, it's all in the calculation of impermanence. He's been quietly watching me for a long time. Maybe he knows me better than I do. If that was the case, you can't escape anyway. It's only natural. Just let it happen. Unconsciously frown. Hong Fu Thien glance NHNY carefully investigate. Say that. That is, the one who accepted the fate of coming here to die. No, I told you earlier. I have come to take your lives. The corners of his mouth flashed through a devilish smile. The most likely way is to speak. This word just came out. The people of the Holy Land fell into terror. Maybe. Do you really have a plan to change that? But they don't believe in the current situation. The person who fell into the trap, of course, was